Well, today's video is going to be slightly different. The reason is that when you keep working at the same thing over and over, you get kind of, shall I say, frustrated. And that's not the way I want to be with this vehicle, or any vehicle, come to that. So I'm going to stop the carburetors for the moment and get the distributor cap changed. That needs to be done. And once I've done that, then I'm going to probably change the brake fluid reservoir over there. That has got a bloody great hole in it. So first thing to do is to get this cap off. Yes, the Russian cap off. And just see if I can spin it. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these off one at a time and put them on the exact same position of the new cap. That way, no mistakes. Of course, first thing to do is make sure these caps are the same, and they are. And I'm looking at the groove here, and the notch there, and the clippy clops there. So I know that that's exactly how it needs to go. So if let's see, we take this one off here. That's right on it. I don't like the feeling of these. No, that is not good. Oh dear. That should click in, and it's not even biting in there. All right, we're gonna have to give this a rethink. In fact, in my rethink, I'm gonna get this out, do it on the bench. It's going to be a lot easier, and I'll be able to get them in better. It does mean actually disconnecting all of these, but that's no big deal. These are all numbered, so I don't have any worries about that. All right, see you on the bench. Hello, and welcome to the bench. So, cap's in the same position again. Roundy hole, roundy hole. Pull this one off. And that goes into there. Now now these are carbon leads, not my favourite. That's better. Clunk, click, every dick. Okay, next one around. This one here, that goes into there. Oh dear, there goes that nose again, sorry guys. Okay. Do that, next one around. It's there. Good. Turn cap. Turn cap. It's the one by the clamp again. There we go. Happens again, doesn't it? As soon as I start videoing, somebody texts me. Around. Oh gee, they're going crazy. And one final one. There we go. All right, they're all on good and tight. The only one I haven't put on is the coil one. And I don't know, and I'm going to find out how you test a carbon fibre lead. I've got a copper one there, that's easy. You just buzz it through. But carbon, it doesn't work that way, does it? And I want to make sure this is a good lead. It says it is 7mm suppression lead. It looks okay, but this end I'm not happy with it, so I don't know. Let me see if I can find out how to test it. I'm sure one of you out there goes, "Oh, you do this, you idiot." Yeah, well, Can't say I've ever tested carbon leads before, and that's one of the reasons I don't like them. I can't test them. Maybe I can. We'll find out. Then the next thing we'll do is we'll put this back in, and once we've done that, then we'll move on to getting that brake reservoir out. So this is kind of a bit of a mix-up today. I really am not going to touch the carburetors because I'm frustrated with what's going on there. Got a good suggestion from Tony Collingsworth. I think he's Collingsworth. Sorry, Tony, if I keep screwing that up. I should check, shouldn't I? I think maybe Collingridge, actually. It is. I'm pretty sure it's Tony Collingridge. He's come up with a couple of suggestions. Very helpful guy. He knows a lot. I know a lot. He knows some things I don't know, which is great. I'm always willing to learn, and he's a very what shall I say, knowledgeable, polite guy. So I'm sorry about that. Let's find out how to check this lead, and I'll be right back. All right, brake fluid reservoir. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let's get into taking it off. And in case you're wondering, yes, I'm protecting the wing again. Where the camera is sitting, I've put down a very soft towel. So let's see. I'm going to undo it here first, which is the actual brake line. And looking at this brake line, I think I'm going to replace it. It is extremely, well, it's breaking up, let's put it that way. The outside of it is crumbling. That's not good. That's really not good. I know it's just feeding, but, you know, there's no pressure on it, but that's just not right. Now we need to get this out of here. Oh, that should have been screwed on, and it doesn't appear to be. Okay, let's... oh dear, these wires. Ugh. Let's pull this off. Give that a clean up before I put it back. Well, that is as... oh my god. The bottom is... that ain't right, Houston. Oh my god, that is awful. For the moment, I'm just going to put it there. It's junk. Now let's undo this screw. Get the bottle out. Gotta get the bottle out, Just want to get it loose. Loose elastic. Loosey underwear. Okay, now let's see if I can get this pipe off of... oh, jeez. Okay, so I was going to say maybe I can't get the pipe off. I can, it just kind of fell off. Now there may be some brake fluid in here. So, oh, excuse me. Let me get a paper towel on the pipe there. I don't want to drip that on the paintwork. That would not be good. I don't know if there's any fluid in there. I very much doubt it. But the moment I doubt it and I pick it up, it'll come pissing out. All right. Okay, looks like I've got to take this screw right out. I've got to really screw off. Okay. For the moment, you will live there. You will come out. Oh, look, oh, that's good. Oh, is there any fluid in there? Oh, yeah. Well, as you can see, that's the problem with this particular reservoir. It's just, oh God, that's disgusting. It is completely cattle trucked. So let's get it over on the bench, see what I need to do, and get it out of the way before I stop the camera. I just don't want brake fluid anywhere. Alright. That's alright, no sense, no feeling. Let's just put this back in so I do not lose it. This thing's as rusty as hell. Right, come on, go on there. Right, let's have a look at these wires a second. And I'm going to give them a bit of a clean up before I put it back on. I'll get my electrical cleaner on that. Oh my God, the state of these wires. Oh jeez. I mean, just look at that. That is terrible. Wow. Oh, what's that? Look, that's an interesting line. And what's this one? Oh, that's the overflow from the radiator. Okay. Not sure, but this car may have been white previously. Just looking around. I think they sprayed it with the engine in. Wow, okay. Yeah, okay. Gonna get those cleaned up and get the new reservoir in, put a new piece of pipe on it. Okay, there we go. Hang on a second. Alright, so now I'm feeding the wires back in. This one I had to screw into the coil first. And that reminds me, actually, I must test it to make sure I am actually getting connectivity. Another reason I hate carbon fibre leads, putting this back in, the end just fell off. Because it's not wire, it's not real metal. So now I've got to trim this off. But of course I can't go crazy and try and hope that I get another good connection. If it was a copper wire one, it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so these are, what is it they say they're more suppressed. Yeah, I'm depressed, I'm about suppressed. Alright, so I've got that one back on. Be interesting to see how many more of them fall off. Okay, got those wires back in. I've tested the coil wire, that seems to be perfectly okay. Those sharp-eyed amongst you will have noticed that this has fallen off yet again. I hate doing this because this wire is a piece of crap, but I'm going to replace that connector. I could try squeezing up the ends, but that's always not a good idea. So there we go. Oh, this is... Oh. Customer, please let me replace the wiring harness. I know it's going to be a lot of expense for you, but man, oh man, this is terrible. And I gotta say, without trying to be a scaremonger, if you do not replace this harness, you are looking for a fire. Sorry, truth hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright, now that's better. If I could just get it. Oh dear. Come on, round here, up here, over there, round there. Oh dear, oh dear. Nope, that's no good that way. I was trying to be clever, but that didn't work. Me, clever? There's a fucking oxymoron. An oxymoron. An oxymoron. Oh, that was a good connection now. That one is just the shroud that's moving on that, fortunately. I'll make sure these wires aren't going in the fan. Make sure they're not touching the radiator. Make sure they're... There's nothing else to make sure, is there, in all honesty? All right, so this coil now is all connected, ready. Distributor's all connected, ready. I now need to get these wires back onto their relevant plugs, which I will now do. Then the next thing is to finish off with that brake reservoir. I think that's a frog word, isn't it? Reservoir. What is it? There's a very bad name they call the French. And I think it was Jeremy Clarkson that said it. What was it? Cheese chomping, wine swilling surrender monkeys. Not very politically correct, I would lay odds. Then again, Jeremy Clarkson never was very politically correct, was he? I like their food. I certainly like their wine, their champagne, and their Le Mans motor race. I'm sure there are other things, but hard to pinpoint. I remember once when I was working for a company, I won't mention their name, and there was a French person working there, and he was from Paris. And we were joking around one day, and he's a very likeable guy. And I said, you French, you're all the same, blah, blah, blah. Can't remember what it was. He got very indignant. I am not French. I am Parisian. Okay. That one came out of left field, and I guess the Parisians do not consider themselves French for some reason. Maybe because the French really don't have too good a relationship around the world. They're not the most popular people for various reasons. But there you go. That was a total digression that you really didn't need, but there you go. Tough shit. That's what happens when you watch my videos. Right, back on the bench. As previously shown, this is the brake fluid reservoir. And I don't know if you can see that crap that's in there. All right. Also, this is the sensor. Now, there is a cork in here. Should I say there was. It was absolutely drenched and wouldn't do anything. And I touched it and it crumbled and fell apart. Obviously, this will now not work without a cork on there. So I need to drink a bottle of wine and make this a, I don't know, spare item. So let's get that out of the way. This piece of hose, good God, you can see how bad that is. So that is something else I need to replace. And in order to get the clips off of it, I had to cut the ends off. It's so rock hard. Bloody ridiculous. Now, the replacement for this piece of shit, part number C23638. Origin, United Kingdom. And there it is. It is somewhat larger than the original, but that's okay. That's not going to be a problem. The thingy's the same. It has fluid in it. It has a lovely new float, and they have got a different design now. It's not a piece of cork in there. I think it's plastic. Connections are the same. It works, and it's lovely and clean. So that will be going on. Obviously, there is a huge difference between these two. So it's good to get the whole unit, which is what I requested that the customer do, or at least requested that he order that particular item. They are, I don't know, what. Some of them you look at and you go, hang on a minute, that one's $10. Yet this other one that looks exactly the same is $30. Well, this is a reason for it. They're bigger. It's bigger. It's it's the way it is. Something I wanted to mention. Excuse me. Cheers, guys, girls. Is one of my other customers, and he doesn't have tits. Well, He has man boobs, but that's irrelevant. He went to a lubrication place. I couldn't tell you if it was Jerky Lube or who it was. However, they said, hey, mister, you need new brakes. And they were talking purely pads, not rotors, just replacing the pads front and rear on the vehicle. So he came over to me and said, Gary, how much would you charge to show me how to do it? Hey, I have no problem with showing people how to do shit, and especially if they want to pay me to do it. So I said, yeah, sure. By the way, what did they quote you? 140. I said, oh, $140. That's really not bad. He said, no, $840 to replace front and rear pads. That's fucking ridiculous. Let us assume that the pads are $50-$60 an axle. Let's say 120, be generous, $150 for parts. And let's say you include the little hardware kit. Maybe you want to chuck in another $5 or $10. So yeah, 160, 170. Still not getting anywhere near the $840. If I do brakes for a customer, assuming it's disc, not shoes, I'll charge $80 an axle. So in other words, 80 for the front, 80 for the rear. That's my labour. That doesn't include parts, brake cleaner, fluid, if needed, hardware kit, etc. That's just bloody ridiculous. And fortunately, he is a man that has at least he has some intelligence. He said, well, hang on a minute, I'll look up, think into that, whatever. So that's when he came to me. Now, I do work on all of his dad's cars, motorcycles, and I've done work on his cars. In fact, I think I've condemned 2 of his cars in the past because they were just death traps, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not working on them. And I won't do that. I will not fix a car that is, in my mind, dangerous. I can't remember who it is. There is I think it was a YouTube channel, I can't remember, but they refused to let a vehicle leave their shop if it was dangerous. Well, I let these vehicles leave my shop, knowing they were dangerous, but saying I wouldn't touch them. And you need to get rid of them. Cracked tires or rust that is so bad because they lived in Chicago or wherever. You can't put your customers at risk. When they're dead, they don't come back for more work. All right, so I'm a bit of a soapbox thing there, and that is really nothing to do with the S-Type I'm working on. But it really got up my fucking nose. It's as simple as that. And whilst I could have said this for wine and wines or beer and bollocks or gin and groans, you're getting it now here. Hope that doesn't piss you off too much. Well, if it does, it does. Well, what the fuck. All right, let me go. I got to go down to my local parts store and pick up a piece of hose. A little bit bigger than my penis. Okay, I'm lying. But it's, oh my God. Yeah, what size is it? Is it that size or is it that size? It's got to be that size, and then I'll make it go that size. I do that with girls too. All right. There you go. That's it, really. I think I'm going to shut this video down here. There is no need for you to see me putting this Reservoir back into the S-Type. And then, unfortunately, the next one will be me back on those damn carburetors that don't want to stop leaking. But my first attack on those is to put the fuel pressure test on it and see what kind of poundage that pump is putting out after the regulator, because that's what matters. The pump could be pushing out 500 pounds But if the regulator brings it down to 1, then that's okay. That's not what I like, but there you go. That's a whole different scenario. But if I find even after the regulator it's pushing out way too high, then I will have no choice but to say to the customer, we need to replace both pumps, and that's in both tanks or on the side of both tanks. And I'm assuming that the pump on the other side has been modified the same. All right, guys, girls, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mum, your dad, whatever, to subscribe to my channel. I really would like to try and get to 1,000 by the end of the year, but showing my cleavage to you is really probably not going to help. In fact, I might even lose all the subscribers I've got, so we won't go into that. Thanks very much for watching, guys, girls. Appreciate it all. Now get out of that garage. You know what you got to do. Do some shit.